Alright, what is going on, guys? We're back with another tutorial, and I know I haven't posted a video in about a week, but I'll be making a video tomorrow or the day after explaining what's been going on. Life has been kind of crazy. There's a lot going on with the garrison, there's a lot going on with me, and you guys will find out soon enough. And I'm sorry that I haven't been posting as much lately, but you know, life gets in the way sometimes.
The operation, yeah?
The operation. There is no operation. This isn't a backflip tutorial. This is if you can already do a backflip. We're going to give you some tips on how you can backflip higher than anyone else. Even Steve Buscemi. I'm just going to do Trick Tip Tuesday because I like the intro. Roll it. Now, tip number one is to make sure that you're not leaning back into your backflip. If you're starting your backflip here, as you dip down, you don't want to be leaning back into it. You want to have balance. You want to be balanced over your feet. You want to be a solid unit so you can ping up like a human trampoline. You're here, you're down, and you want to jump straight up. You don't want to be going like this. That's how it's supposed to be. Now, tip number two, this is a little trick I invented called the invisible wall technique. The invisible wall method.
Harry Potter?
Yeah, Harry Potter method. Imagine that you're about to do a backflip, but there's an invisible wall behind you. Now, obviously there isn't a wall. You're not gonna hit a wall, but you gotta imagine there's a wall probably around this high. Now, what does that do? Why is there a wall there? Who would build a wall? Why would you backflip in front of a wall? Well, if there's a wall here, it means that when you go down and you're coming up, you can't be leaning back at all because you're gonna be hitting the wall. You've gotta come down, you've gotta jump up, and you can't be leaning back. If you lean back, you're gonna hit the wall. If you hit the wall, you're gonna have a bad time, okay? Backflip up and over this invisible wall. Don't stick your ass out. You're not Kim Kardashian, you're not Aaron Skelly, you're not Arya Stark, you're not even Jon Snow. Just don't be doing that, okay?
When has Jon Snow ever stuck his ass out in Game of Thrones?
Final scene.
That's a bit of a spoiler, mate.
Now for the third tip is another special technique I like to call Kyle's secret chest rope. The whole idea is people talk about setting, people talk about how you want to stall your tuck, you want to lift up into the air. Now, you don't really want to lift straight up like this because it's unnatural. Your body needs something in the beginning to feel like you're going to actually be able to do a backflip. Now, this is where the chest rope comes into play, because when you're doing a backflip and you're setting up, if you think about if there was a rope attached to your chest here, your sternum, Dom Lewis, he broke his sternum. I don't have any other sternum jokes. And it's pulling up like this. What position is your body going to be setting in? It's not going to be setting like this, it's going to be setting like this. So this position here, it's a lot better than just being like this, because what it means is that your legs will be able to come around a lot easier. And when you take off, it'll kind of feel like you're actually about to do a backflip rather than just jumping straight up into the air for as long as possible. Does that make sense? It might not, but I feel like if you guys try it, it'll make a big difference and you'll understand why that is such a good position. And now for step number 4, this is another silly little trick I like to call the invisible chair.
What about the Harry Potter chair?
Or the Harry Potter chair, or the Nicolas Cage hammock, whatever you want to call it. Jump up over this wall, chest rope, lift your chest up like this. Now, you want to be able to hold this position for as long as possible whilst your legs start to come up. The longer you look forwards in a backflip, the higher that you're going to go. But you do need to have power and technique with it to be able to hold the stall for longer. But why is this called the invisible chair? It's called the invisible chair because if you're sinking down and lifting up like this in this position, slowly your legs are going to start to come up like this. Your chest is still upright, but your legs start to come up as well. Kind of think of it like you're jumping up into like this position in the air. If you're in this position, you're sitting in a chair, but you're sitting in a chair up here. Lift that chest up, lift it all the way up until you can get up and over this wall onto this invisible chair. Your legs will start to be coming up, and now's the time that you can grab them and pull it over to do the backflip. Doing all these things together is going to give you a much higher backflip. That leads us on to the last and final tip of this video. Now, this is a good indicator if you're following these techniques that we just talked about, and it's doing a backflip on the same spot. A phone, an iPhone X, smashed.
Weird flex, but okay.
I mean, probably don't use your phone, but I don't know, there's nothing else around. Put it on the ground, stand beside it. Don't use a phone, just use something. Come down for your backflip, you would jump up, and ideally you would be landing on the same spot. But if you're not following these tips correctly, you might find that you're backflipping from here and landing around here, and usually that's a problem somewhere with leaning back into it, throwing your head back, kind of jumping back. Hello? Oh yeah, it's the backflip police. He says I'm fine. Now I know this video is called how to backflip higher than anyone else. Do I have the highest backflip in the world? No. Do I have a pretty high backflip? Yeah. So it's YouTube, innit? But even the people who have the highest backflips in the world, you got Aaron Cook, Nick Fry, if you look at their technique, you will find that they are actually doing all the things that I just talked about. And I wanted to make this video that kind of takes those things and puts it into like simple terms that you guys can kind of understand, with the invisible chair, the invisible wall. And of course, it goes without saying, the number one thing that will help you out here is just practice it a bunch. All the best people with the best backflips, it's a trick that they've probably done more than any other trick. That's the only difference. So hopefully that was useful. If it was, please do hit the like button on this video. It helps the channel out a lot. And as you guys can see, the numbers lately, channel ain't doing too hot, and that's my fault because I haven't been posting. I do miss posting videos and having the community aspect of YouTube. I'll explain it all in tomorrow or the day after's video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and if you want to see more tutorials, let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. And I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye.
Someone else, and I know so caught up in it, I'm stopping now.
So damn that I'm intrigued by the thunder, and the lightning comes streaming in my heart.